So here's what happened. Just hours after Harry appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, casually dropping that he'd be busy recording a self-tape or settling a baseless lawsuit with the White House, suddenly King Charles decides it's the perfect moment to post a sentimental message on Instagram. Because, of course, he did. The monarch shared a polished excerpt from his Windsor State Banquet speech. Our partnership continues to adapt, global transformation, prosperous, humane, sustainable. All very poetic, very diplomatic, very nothing to do with Harry at all, on the surface. But this is the royal family we're talking about, and timing is never an accident. Recently, Prince Harry appeared on a late-night show, his memoir still making waves. Under studio lights, he cracked a joke about lawsuits and powerful forces shaping his story. The audience laughed, but for royal watchers it was more than a punchline. It was a signal. Here was a prince, no longer shielded by palace walls, using the modern stage to his advantage. The moment was quickly shared and discussed worldwide, a single joke sending ripples across public opinion. The response came quietly. Not a press release, but a photo on the King's official Instagram. King Charles, serene and wise, shared a message of partnership and unity. On the surface, it was a heartwarming post. Friendship, stability, tradition. The timing was telling. It landed just after Harry's joke captured the world's attention. It felt like a gentle redirection, steering the conversation back to calm waters. No mention of Harry, no reference to controversy. Instead, the monarchy offered an alternative vision: unity and continuity. The King's post was a digital ray of reassurance. In the digital age, even silence speaks volumes. This dance of distraction is an old royal strategy, refined over generations. When negative press looms, the palace rarely confronts. It diverts. A charming photo, a new charity, a sentimental anniversary, these are the tools. The aim: replace conflict with harmony, controversy with continuity. It's a subtle art, relying on the public's affection for royal romance. In the digital age, a curated Instagram post can do what a photo op once did. The goal remains: control the narrative, even as family members write their own chapters. The monarchy adapts, but the playbook endures. In the end, it's about being the author of their own story. Harry's joke was more than humour. It was the jester's ancient privileged truth spoken safely. He didn't issue denials or grievances. He used wit, the jester's weapon. In that moment, Harry became the court jester, exposing uncomfortable realities with a smile. His quip about lawsuits and powerful forces was light-hearted, but it carried a sharp truth. By joking, he disarmed critics and showed he wasn't intimidated. It was a subtle act of defiance. I see you, and I'm not afraid. This approach is hard to counter. Responding seriously only validates the joke. Harry reframed the conflict as a struggle against shadowy powers, not just a family feud. The narrative resonated, an individual standing up to an oppressive system. Humour, subtlety, and confidence became his tools. He wasn't just playing the media game, he was changing the rules. Harry showed he could control his story, not by shouting, but by speaking cleverly. The King's Instagram post, meant as a gentle distraction, had the opposite effect. Instead of shifting focus, it highlighted the significance of Harry's words. The palace's response was an admission. Harry's joke had echoed all the way to Buckingham Palace. If his words were insignificant, silence would have sufficed. But they responded. The King's message signalled that Harry's influence was being taken seriously. The attempt to soothe only underscored the disruption. In the past, a royal stepping away faded into obscurity. Harry has defied that pattern. The King's post confirmed Harry's narrative was powerful enough to require a counter. The more the palace tries to steer the conversation away, the more they confirm Harry's relevance. Instead of erasing Harry's words, the King's post placed them in direct dialogue, a public conversation between father and son. This episode is a microcosm of the new royal reality. The family is no longer a single voice, but individuals with their own platforms and narratives. The palace wall of control has been breached, not by force, but by a family member speaking for himself. The King's message and Harry's joke are two sides of a story about who defines the monarchy today. The King appeals to tradition and unity. Harry to authenticity and personal connection. Harry's power comes from his own story, not the institution. He uses humour and candour to reach a new audience, less interested in tradition. The two approaches represent competing visions for the monarchy's future. The King's post tried to assert tradition's relevance, but amplified Harry's growing influence. The echo of Harry's joke was answered, revealing the central tension of this new era. So, we're left with a question: was the King's message a calculated distraction or coincidence? The palace may have tried to change the subject, but instead they joined the conversation. Who controls the royal story now? The institution, the advisors, or the individual who stepped away? Control is no longer absolute. It's a constant negotiation, played out for all to see. The story of kings and princes is ancient, but the way it's told is evolving. The public is no longer just an audience. We help shape the narrative. The final chapter isn't written, and who holds the pen remains an open question. So, what do you think about the timing? Was Charles trying to distract? Was it a royal PR deflection? Or was it just another episode of the Windsors scrambling while Harry thrives? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and join us for the next deep dive on Meghan and Harry Tales, where truth comes first, and the haters, well, they can stay pressed. See you soon.